Let's talk about one single, subtle detail that so many Flutter developers just completely overlook. It's a detail that can literally make or break your app's user experience. So yeah, let's get right into it.
You know that feeling, right? You download an app, it technically works, all the buttons do what they're supposed to, but something just feels off. You can't quite put your finger on it, but it makes you hesitate. It feels kind of rushed, maybe even a little untrustworthy.
And here's the crazy part. Your users are so perceptive. They might not know the design lingo, they might not know what a widget is, but they have this incredible intuition. They can instantly sense when an interface isn't quite right, even if they have no idea how to explain why. So what is this secret ingredient? Well, it's called visual consistency. Now, this isn't about some flashy new animation or a super complex design. Nope. It's about creating a single, unified visual language that makes your entire app feel intentional, calm, and most importantly, professional. This is what builds that subconscious trust with your user from the very first screen.
So, to really get this right, we can actually break it all down into 6 core pillars. If you can master these, you're on your way to transforming your app's user experience from feeling fragmented to absolutely flawless. First up, spacing. Oh man, this is so easy to mess up. A few extra pixels of padding here, a button that's just a little misaligned there. All of that stuff adds up to create what we call visual noise. Think of it like static. It subtly forces the user's brain to work harder, and it just makes the app feel sloppy. The fix? Be intentional. In Flutter, this is as simple as defining a base spacing unit, like maybe 8 pixels, and then using multiples of it for all your padding and size box widgets. This one rule, I'm telling you, brings an immediate sense of order and calm to everything. Okay, next up, components. Do your buttons look a little different on every screen? Do your input fields kind of change their style? This kind of fragmentation, it just shatters the illusion that you're in a single, cohesive app. The solution here is to really lean into Flutter's everything is a widget philosophy. Build your own library of reusable, styled components for your buttons, your cards, your text fields, the whole shebang. This isn't just about saving you development time. It gives your app a strong, unified, and professional identity. Pillar number 3 is typography. Now, this is about way more than just picking a cool-looking font. It's about creating a clear visual hierarchy. You see, when you randomly mix font sizes and weights and styles, the user has to constantly figure out what's important on the screen. A consistent system, though, it guides their attention effortlessly. For us Flutter devs, the answer is right there in themedata.texttheme. Just define your headline one, your body text one, your caption styles once, and then use them everywhere. It makes your content an absolute joy to read. And that brings us to our next pillar, color. It is so tempting to just throw a bunch of colors at the screen to make things pop, right? But most of the time, that just creates chaos. A really high-quality app uses a limited, defined color palette, and you can manage this perfectly in Flutter with themedata.colorscheme. This lets you use color with purpose, to draw the eye to the most important actions and create a clean, elegant interface that feels completely cohesive. Okay, so we've covered the static elements, the building blocks. Now let's move on to the next 2 pillars and see how this all comes together to create the dynamic, living feel of an application. This is where things get really fun. Pillar 5, micro interactions. You know, these are the tiny, little animations that make an app feel alive and responsive. We're talking about simple things like a button changing color when you press it, or a smooth, clean transition between screens. Widgets like Animated Container make this stuff so easy in Flutter. And you know what? Users might not even consciously notice them, but these little details create this profound feeling of quality and polish. Take them away, and the app suddenly feels stiff, maybe even broken. And finally, pillar number 6, responsiveness. Look, all these rules of consistency, they mean absolutely nothing if they only work on one screen size. A layout that looks perfect on a phone but completely breaks on a tablet, that instantly shatters the user's perception of quality. Since Flutter is built from the ground up for cross-platform, this is just non-negotiable. You have to use tools like Layout Builder and Media Query to make sure your visual language is consistent everywhere, on every single device. So we've just walked through 6 pretty technical pillars. But what's the end result of all this work? It's about connecting these little details in your code to something much, much more human, the user's emotional response. Because when you finally nail visual consistency, this really powerful transformation happens. Your app doesn't just look better, it feels better.
Users start to trust it more because it feels solid and professionally built. They end up staying in the app longer, and they genuinely enjoy the experience that you've so carefully crafted for them.
And it all comes back to this one simple idea. By focusing on this single unifying detail, visual consistency, you can achieve a total transformation in how your Flutter app is perceived and experienced by every single person who uses it.
And so that leaves us with one last question for you to think about. Take a good hard look at your own projects, at your own apps. What is their visual language really saying to your users? Is it calm and intentional, or is it kind of rushed and chaotic? The answer? Well, the answer can change everything.